In one of the vast and beautiful forests, where thick trees spread out and high mountains surrounded the area, lived a young gazelle named Bobo. Bobo was a very fast and agile gazelle. He knew every corner of the forest and every path between the trees. His life was full of play and running through the green meadows. He loved enjoying the warm morning sunlight as he jumped among the blooming flowers. Bobo had a very kind heart and loved helping every animal he met, regardless of their type or strength. One beautiful day, while Bobo was running along one of the well-known forest paths, he sensed something strange on the horizon. There was unusual movement among the trees, and the sound he heard was unfamiliar. He approached cautiously, and when he reached the source of the sound, he was surprised to find a large wolf lying on the ground, looking at him with sad eyes. The wolf's name was Hoko, and he appeared extremely neglected, despite looking strong and big. Bobo approached him slowly and said, "Hello, you seem to be in a bad condition. Do you need help?" Hoko looked at Bobo with sad eyes and said, "I've been lost in this forest for days. I haven't found enough food, and I'm very hungry. I think I will die here if I don't find something to eat." Bobo didn't know whether he should trust the wolf, as he knew that wolves could be dangerous, but at the same time, he felt sympathy for him. Bobo decided to help Hoko and said, "Don't worry, I can't leave you like this. I know places in the forest full of food. I'll show you the way, but you must be honest with me and promise not to attack or trick me." Hoko gave a weak smile and said, "I promise I won't do that. I just desperately needed help." So Bobo began to lead Hoko through the dark forest. They walked slowly, and Bobo kept a close eye on every step Hoko took. Finally, after a long walk, they reached a fertile valley with many fruit-bearing trees and fresh plants. There were bushes of wild berries and strawberries, along with apple and grape trees full of ripe fruit. Hoko sat under a berry tree and began to eat greedily. He devoured the food as if he hadn't eaten in days. Bobo stood a bit farther away, watching the place and enjoying the peaceful valley. But as Hoko continued eating, Bobo began to sense something strange in his behavior. Hoko was eating quickly, and from time to time, he gave Bobo suspicious glances. Bobo's heart began to beat faster. He felt that something was wrong. The wolf was still eating, but now he seemed more alert and ready to act. Suddenly, Hoko turned to Bobo and said in a low voice, "I thought you were really kind, but I'm still very hungry, and I won't be satisfied until I take you too. I'll make you my next meal. I don't think you'll be fast enough to escape." Those words hit Bobo like a thunderbolt. He realized Hoko wasn't honest with him. He had deceived him with his smile and promises. But in truth, he had planned to attack at any moment. Bobo felt deep disappointment. He never imagined someone could be that treacherous. But Bobo didn't lose his nerve. He ran faster than he ever had before. His strength and speed were great enough to flee from the big wolf through thick trees and rough terrain. Bobo was incredibly fast, so much so that Hoko couldn't catch him. Still, Hoko kept chasing after him, trying to close the distance. But the gazelle moved smoothly between the tall trees, as if he were part of the forest itself. In a moment, Bobo reached a high, rocky cliff. He stopped briefly and saw Hoko coming closer quickly. He didn't have much time to think, but suddenly an idea came to him. He looked at the cliff before him, then at Hoko approaching. Bobo made a quick decision and ran toward the edge of the cliff at full speed. But instead of falling, he leaped over it and landed safely on the other side of the large cliff that separated them. Hoko couldn't follow. He stopped at the edge of the cliff and barked angrily, but he couldn't go any farther. Bobo quickly returned to his home, exhausted, but carrying an important lesson in his heart. Even if you're kind to others, you must be very cautious. You should not trust everyone who asks for help. for some may take advantage of your kindness. He learned that kindness is important, but wisdom and caution must be his companions every step of the way. Moral of the story: kindness and generosity are great virtues, but we must not allow others to take advantage of our kindness. Not everyone who asks for help deserves it. Some may have bad intentions. Therefore, we must always be careful and aware of those around us, and never allow others to misuse our trust.